Hi, I'm Dr. Joan Friedman. Welcome back to Twin Tuesday. I was having a conversation with a long-term client of mine. She's an identical twin in her mid-40s, and she had had a visit from her mom. And we ended up talking about how she felt sort of emotionally robbed by her mom in the sense that her mom is not able to give her any positive feedback or admiration or validation, which is something she's always needed. She's needed so much to be seen because growing up as an identical twin, she was often not seen, also put in the role of people pleaser and caretaker. And this enormous longing she has to be seen and recognized by her mom is something that gives her a lot of grief and sadness that the mom's emotional organization doesn't allow her to share those kinds of feelings with her daughter. And it was very reminiscent that this is exactly what the patient and I had worked through previously with her identical twin. She had felt very much that she was the primary caretaker, that she had to sort of overlook everything, be vigilant, take care of her, not expect very much from her twin, even though she was giving 150%. And we worked a lot on having her become more aware and cognizant of the expectations and the limitations of the twin relationship so that she could begin to establish boundaries and begin to have a sort of a reframe of the reality of their friendship in adulthood rather than bringing up all these very old issues from childhood. So it was a very interesting session in the sense that there were such parallel problems and difficulties and feelings about this sense of being emotionally robbed. This was a this was a phrase that she used, and I thought it was such a beautiful and poignant illustration of how deeply upset she felt about not having that kind of, reciprocal mutual interaction with her mom or with her twin. But as she's becoming much more comfortable with herself and accepting that these limitations on these relationships are not her fault or are not of her doing, and there's not very much that she can do to change what is, that she's much happier and much more accepting of the way the relationships are, and she's feeling much more comfortable and forgiving of her situation, even though she's still sad and disappointed about what she doesn't receive. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week.